What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Zay Parlay, and today we're gonna be blending colored pencil.
Slide through roller skate, shorty, yeah, I got it made. Lemonade, Minute Maid, haven't seen your face in days. I call shorty on the phone, she pick up with no delay. But when I'm up in this club, ain't no telling if I'm safe. Bad girl, she's a red bone. She ain't tryna let me head home.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and I am pleased to be talking to all you lovely people out there. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite mediums. And I know you guys are probably wondering,
Zay Parlay, what's your favorite medium?
well, I'm going to let you guys know right now. When I was younger, it was definitely this fine creature right here. Yeah, that's right. It's a number 2 pencil. This is all I use. It's really kind of like all I cared to use at the time because I didn't really know about anything else, and I just wasn't into coloring or painting yet. It just wasn't on my radar. But eventually I did grow up and I found out there's plenty of fish in the sea and a lot more mediums I could get into. I started using chalk pastel, watercolor for a little bit, but I really found my new favorite medium, and that is colored pencils. I've been using colored pencils for a minute now. Literally, I had just been using pencil, like I said, and I decided that I wanted to just focus more on all the colors, and I started making more and more pictures with colored pencils, and that's how I got really good at blending. For me, the control of having a pencil in your hand, you can sharpen it, and you get really precise with what you want to do. And with paint, it was I was kind of messy and all over the place, so that was kind of less comfortable for me, so that's why I think I moved towards colored pencil instead. But ever since then, I've been making more and more pictures with colored pencil. It's grown to be my favorite, literally my favorite medium. And as I've done it, I've just found new techniques, and I use different strategies to get it the way I want. So literally, it just took time for me, really. A lot of the time, I didn't really know what I was doing. If I watched the YouTube tutorial, I knew how I wanted my colored pencil, or maybe like the texture of somebody's skin to look, or maybe the tone of their skin to look. So I knew what I wanted, but as far as getting there, you kind of just have to make mistakes and just keep correcting, and you'll just find out how to do it. This is why I'm making a tutorial, because you don't want to have to go through years of hard work and effort to get your skills up. You can just watch this one YouTube video. So if this video helps you, definitely leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe, because we love new followers and new supporters on the channel. So definitely go do that. Yeah, so this is going to be these are tips. So tip number 1, be as observant as you possibly can. Really look closely at whatever you're looking at. Let's say you have this picture right here, and from a distance it might look like the whole face is tan. Like you would just want to use one color, maybe just add like a little bit of shading with some darker brown to get those darks in your lights. Obviously add white. But what you really want to look at is go look closely at the picture, because you might realize that when you zoom in, that tan might just be a little bit of pink, and you might need to use your colored pencils to copy that exactly. Especially when it comes to skin tones. Make sure those little details, when you're very observant and you can watch and look at those details and see them, it just helps you. It just looks that much more real, that much more authentic. Like, pay close attention to where everything is and what colors they actually are. So that's what I mean by be observant, and I think that tip I learned when I was starting to do skin tones, so that's why I compared it to skin tones. Tip number 2, guys, put your light colors down first. So say you were drawing my face. This part of my face that's covered with blue light, you would use white first, or like a light blue. I can show you examples. Let me put an example on there. You would start off with the lightest color first, and then on top of that you would throw your new colors. But always start from the lightest part of the face, and then add whatever color else you see there afterwards, going from lightest colors to the darkest colors. And that's how you'll get that smooth look you need. So you want to have kind of like a base. The lightest colors were then That I learned in school from one of my teachers. But I've always done that. I feel like it helps my drawings a lot. It works out for me. It made a huge difference in how I create art. Step number 3, layer your colors. So like I said, you want to start with your lightest colors. You can tell by my face that this right here is probably my lightest parts of my face. You can tell by the big white highlight on my nose that goes down the bridge. And like over here too as well. So you want to start with the lightest, which is peach over here maybe, and then just keep adding your layers. Just add the browns, add the blues, the darker blues, and kind of just shade it in as you go. But you just want to layer your colors until it looks as authentic as possible. Tip number 4, you never want to draw with colored pencils. And what I mean by that is you might have a person that you're drawing, or maybe you're drawing an eyeball, and you see that there are harsh lines. Say for instance you were drawing me and you were drawing this lower eyelid. You wouldn't draw it in with the pencil. You would not do that, no. You want to take it and shade the color. You see what color that is. It's a darker brown. You don't draw it in, you color it. You color it in, because when you make the harsh guideline, no matter how hard you try to blend that first drawing of whatever line you made, it won't blend as nicely as you would if you had just lightly, colored it in rather. You see the color there and you just copy that color. And if what gives it the effect that it's darker, or that it's there's a crease there, is when you put the lighter color underneath it. That's what gives it the effect. You don't need to make the line literally. That's what your pencil's for, like your light sketch is gonna be for. That was a big tip for me. I noticed that because when I was drawing portraits, for example, my Odell Beckham and Sterling Shepard picture, tell me you can't see the difference from this person and this person. For him, I could not blend his lower eyelid because I drew it in. And I learned that, and when I did the second portrait, I feel like I did a lot better job with that. These aren't as harsh. You can kind of tell that there's light hitting the side of the face here. So what I mean by that is don't draw it in because you can't really blend it. He looks like he has serious bags. Like he looks like he hasn't slept in days. And you don't want your picture to look like that. Lightly, shade when you're using color pencil, and then to make it darker, you layer on top, continue to do that. And they'll just look more authentic, more clean as you go. The last tip I have for you guys is the blending colored pencil. I had no idea what this was. It doesn't come inside the original Prismacolor pack. Like that's like the little case you get with either 72 or 128 or however many that come in the pack. But it doesn't come in there with it. You have to buy that separately. So I had no idea what a blending colored pencil was. It's called a colorless or blending colored pencil. But when you have that tool, it does make life 100% easier. So definitely get one, but do not overuse it. So if you have a lot of layers and then you use the blending pencil on top of that, you're golden, I feel like. That's how I get the best results out of using it. When I'm doing skin tone, or if I'm doing like metal or anything shiny, that's how I get the best results. When you shade and layer a lot first, then go in with your blending pencil and kind of like make it look soft, make it look effortless kind of. Those are my 5 top tips for using colored pencil. That's how I've gotten really good at using colored pencil, and I'm sure I'm gonna get even better. So there's gonna be more videos that I do in the future. But as of where I am today as an artist and how I use my colored pencils and how I use my mediums, I feel like colored pencil is my top medium. I'm definitely stepping out of my element and using more colors or more mediums. But yeah, that's what I've been using so far, and I feel like I've done pretty well. So if you have any more tips that you use that I haven't said, definitely let me know in the comments so I can, like better myself. And if you have tips that you found from me that you actually liked and you're gonna go try, definitely subscribe, of course. This is what we do. I love you guys, and these are my top 5 tips for using colored pencil. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys later. Peace.